Performance Max campaigns have been in between us for quite some time now, but for the sake of this video, I want you to do just one thing. I want you to take all of the knowledge that you have regarding Performance Max campaigns, especially the strategies on how to run them, and put them right in your back pocket, because this strategy is going to shake the surface beneath your feet, simply because this strategy is something I just recently came up with and it works like a charm. Now keep in mind, I said put it in your back pocket. I did not say completely trash your strategies that you already know about Performance Max, because the other strategies which I also teach on my YouTube channel when it comes to PMax, they still apply. This new strategy, this new way of launching and running Performance Max campaigns is simply an addition to those strategies. So always keep that in mind. But before actually diving deep into how to do this strategy, how it works, all of that stuff, let's first understand what the basic strategies for launching PMax campaigns are. Because like I mentioned earlier, you will still need to be using these to get initial results, because this new way of running PMax campaigns, it really only works if you already have at least 1 month worth of data with your Performance Max campaign. Now let's start off with the basics. So the original way of launching a Performance Max campaign, as you see on my screen right here, would be to go within this section right here, create a brand new Performance Max campaign, or like I've already made videos on, upgrade your currently running smart shopping campaigns into Performance Max campaigns. But if you want to create a brand new Performance Max campaign, you would simply come in here, make sure you choose Performance Max, because as you can see right here, we no longer have the option of choosing smart shopping. So that's essentially what you would need to choose. And then once you get to this section, it's a matter of just inserting whatever data you need to insert related to the budget, related to the bidding option. So you can do conversions or conversion value. I recommend you stay with conversion value. And then just going on with the flow, choosing the country, the basic necessities of any given campaign, and then actually inserting all of these different assets. So the reason why I took you to this page right here is because now there are two different ways to go about this strategy. The first way, the generic way, is to just add a bunch of images up. You can add 5, 10, 15, 20. You can add different logos up, videos even, headlines, descriptions, and then launch that campaign. Or the second strategy is, and this is the main one I recommend, to just launch it with one logo, one image, one headline, and everything just singular, no multiples of anything. And then once it's launched, what you need to do is you need to go into your campaign section. You need to go into that Performance Max campaign which you started, into the asset group section, because now what you will do is you'll click on this plus button, click on new asset group, and then you will launch a brand new asset group without inserting anything here. So no images, no logos, no videos, nothing. Just a blank asset group with nothing chosen, nothing that you personally inserted, and then just clicking save. That's the second and most recommended strategy for you to go with. And again, I'm not gonna go too in depth into the detail of these two strategies here, because I've already made a bunch of videos on my channel. So you want to kind of start off your main campaigns, your main Performance Max campaigns with these two strategies. Either work, again, I prefer the second one compared to the first, but once you have at least 1 month's worth of data, this is when things get a bit interesting, and this is where the new way to launch Performance Max campaigns really comes into play. So once you have enough data, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going over to the Insights section on the left hand side. From the Insights section, you will be first of all changing this, the last 7 days, to whatever it says the latest time period. So it might say last 28 days, it might say month over month. Whatever the case is, you want to choose the most bigger option. So in this case, we're going to choose last 28 days, and then we're going to scroll all the way down until we see this option right here. So again, the main reason why you need to make sure you have enough data is because we're now going to change this little filter right here from conversion value to just conversions. And then we're gonna hit this little arrow right here, so it points the opposite way. So it's from descending order now, which means the highest conversion keyword. And the main reason behind we need to do this is because we're gonna be using this data that is showing up right here and choosing the best performing categories to then further divide our listing groups, our asset groups within this Performance Max campaign. So initially, here is where the main strategy starts. So what we're gonna do is, after making sure we have at least 30 days worth of data, we're gonna go ahead and open up the first search category, which is at the very top. Again, if it's at the top and if you did this correctly, it should have the most conversions, and it will show you all of this different data. By the way, you can't see it obviously because this mentions all of the search terms for this brand, which I cannot reveal for obvious reasons, but you can see the first little section right here with all of these keywords. It's for one product. This is a general store, but it works for any type of store. So at the very top, it says 8 conversions for these keywords. Some of these keywords got conversions, not all of them. And if we click view details, it will give us even more details as to exactly what got us the sale. So your main goal now for this strategy is to click on load more search terms and look at all of the search terms which actually got you any type of results. And also, I like to look at a few more after those that actually got us results. So as you can see right here, this is the last search term which got us 1 sale. So I'm also going to look at these 3 that appear after this one and use those, because now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be copying all of these and you're going to be pasting it somewhere. And I'm just going to paste it on my other screen right here, just so we can be using it for the upcoming strategy. So the main strategy now begins in the following manner. What you do once you have made sure that you have noted down these keywords somewhere is you're gonna go back now to this section. By the way, you wanna do the same thing for the next search category, which just showed up right here. So for example, if we now go back to conversions one more time and make sure it's ranking things properly, we want to now choose the next set of category which got us the most results. And again, this number that you follow by, it's gonna depend entirely upon what is a winning product for you. Now, for me personally, I like to look at all of the products which got a minimum of 3 conversions or more. So in this case, this got us 4 conversions right here. This got us 3 conversions. I'm only going to be looking at these 3 categories right here and noting down all of the keywords which appear from these search categories that are consistently getting us results. So for example, when I open up this second category, I see that the first category of keywords got us 4 sales, the second category only 2 sales. So I'm only gonna note down the keyword from here. Again, what I'm gonna do is click on view details, and then from what comes up here, only note down the first few which actually got us results on a different document or wherever you want to save them. But once you do this, once you look at all of the search categories which got you minimum of 3 conversions or 4 or 5, whatever number you want to go off of, then you want to now go back to the asset group section and you want to duplicate a brand new asset. Now you can create a brand new asset by just clicking new asset group and just doing what I mentioned to you earlier in this video. But once you have done that, you will see your asset group come up here. You want to do this per set of keyword sections which you copied and pasted. So if you were within the inside section and then you copied and pasted maybe from 3 different categories, you will then create 3 different asset groups, because now here is what you will do per asset group. For the first one, for example, under audience signals, you will click the pen button, and from the pen button, you will now go down here and click on add an audience signal, because now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be clicking on new audience. This is where we'll now go in and click on under custom segments, new custom segment. So as you can see, once you type that up, you can just write in the name of the segment, whatever the name is for that given product. So for example, we saw that the inside sections category number 1 was the category that we copied and pasted first. So we're gonna name this segment name. We're gonna name this segment insights number 1, and that's all we're gonna do. And now we're gonna only target those people who searched for any of these terms on Google. So that's when you now go back in and you paste in all of those keywords which you just copied onto this placement right here. So again, you want to make sure that you're dividing up those keywords with commas so that it doesn't get all messed up when you're pasting it here, because again, you want it to be properly displayed. But once you go ahead and paste those keywords in, what's gonna happen is now you just made an audience for only those folks which converted using those keywords from that inside section. So this means you're using the data from your Performance Max under quote the keyword section. And this is a big revelation because, as you all know, we don't necessarily have the ability to go within keywords with Performance Max campaigns and use those keywords directly to get results. So with Performance Max, a great way to bypass that is through the inside section. And even a better way to use it as a strategy is then to use those keywords which actually got you sales and actually target them under the people who search for any of these terms on Google. Once you kind of write them in, you need to click on save, and now Google will basically target these people that you just kind of copied and pasted along with the people that you're already kind of targeting. And in case you're thinking that doing this might limit the performance of your performance max campaign because for whatever reason Google might just show your ad to only those folks within the custom segments, if you read this little note on the right side, it says in performance max campaigns your ads will be shown to people beyond your selections to find new conversions, which means along with your cold traffic audiences, it will now go deeper into your audience segments, this custom segment, and then try to find audiences based off of these individuals. So this is kind of an additional way for you to go out and find traffic from those keywords which have already converted from you. And if you do this correctly, you should only be targeting those keywords which actually got you some kind of results. And again, that's only the first part of the strategy. Once you do this, then you go back in, and if you haven't already done this, create a brand new asset group, because now from the inside section, you should already have the second search category of keywords, which you now then can go in and copy and paste into. So this second asset group will now be targeting only the second search category which got you the most sales, and then the third asset group will only be targeting the third category which got you the most sales. And you only do this one by one, and you only have those audiences created per search category per list of keywords. So you don't do anything more than that. And this is really where the main benefit for you is. But now keep in mind that once you do this strategy, once you follow through with this strategy, you should have 3 to 4 different asset groups. You keep one note, do not exceed over 3 to 4 asset groups at any given time, because that's gonna lead you, that will spread your budget way too thin, especially if it's only $50 or so. So you wanna kind of take it strategically, only have 3 to 4 max asset groups, ad groups, and then each ad group is gonna have one different audience only. That's gonna be the only difference per ad group. Everything else will be the same. And hopefully, if you followed my original strategy of having no assets, then it should be very simple for you to just duplicate and then just have audience signals that are different from each other. Because now, once you follow that strategy, if you go on over to listing groups, you will be able to see results for each one within the asset group section right here. So it will say ad group number 1, ad group number 2, or whatever you decided to title each different asset group. And from here, it's just a matter of analyzing which keywords and which ad group in general does the best, because after about 30 days or so, depending on what your average daily budget is, you will be able to shut off all of the other losing in asset groups and only leave the winning asset group running, because now you're going to repeat this strategy all over again. And hopefully by then you will have even more data to work off of from the inside section. And this is sort of like a repeatable cycle of strategy you go through every single 30 days or so after you get enough data, after you find that winning asset group, and so forth. But a very cool strategy, something I've started to implement more and more for e-commerce brands under my Google Ads agency or marketing, which if you're currently doing $30,000 or more per month in revenue, you need a little bit of extra help scaling to the next level. Go onto my website at yourmarketing.com and book a free call with me to see how we can possibly work together and make that happen. But I've also been doing this for my own e-commerce brands, and it's starting to show good results. Now, if you want to keep up to date with how the results are with this strategy, let me know down in the comment section. But if you found any type of value in this video, make sure to destroy that like button, destroy that subscribe button, and watch any of these 2 videos right in front of my face that can help you with your Google Ads journey. And I will see you in my next video.